Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Shanif, and I'm the founder of Locusive. Now, Locusive is a company that's creating an AI copilot for your team, specifically for a lot of customer success managers. Now, in this video, we're going to walk through some of the existing features that we've built into the Locusive Assistant and also preview some of the features that we're creating specific to customer success teams so that you can get a sense for what we're working on. Now, if you like what you see, we'd love to hear from you. We're actively looking for folks to help us build this product, early customers who get a discount, or folks who are just generally interested in the ecosystem. Now, before we jump into some of the features that we're building for the Copilot, let's talk really quickly about what Locusive does today. Now, if you've been using Locusive for the past couple of months, you know that it's a Copilot for answers. You know that you can use it to gain answers from your connected data sources. So for example, you might want to ask it something like, how many leads do I have in Salesforce? Now the assistant will go back, it'll look through all of the data, and it'll come back with an answer. It can do that because we've connected our Salesforce account to the Locusive system using the integrations tab that we've provided here on the Locusive website. You can connect more than just Salesforce. You can connect a database, for example, or Google Docs, Google Suite, even Notion. And the whole concept is when you connect your integrated data sources and you upload your documents, the system now has access to read from those documents and understand how to best answer a user's question. So this is the assistant functionality that we've already got in Locusive today. Now here you can see, after reading my information from Salesforce, the assistant came back and it said, hey, you've got 22 leads in Salesforce. Well, that's all really useful for folks who are looking to answer questions and pull information. Now, what happens if you want to do a little bit more? Specifically, what happens if you're a customer success manager or a customer success exec, and you want to better be proactive about reaching out to your customer accounts and have them feel like you're adding a lot of value? Well, that's where the Copilot that we're building comes in. When we talk to customer success managers, we frequently hear that they're not able to reach out to their customers and be as proactive as they like. And the reason is they're usually bogged down by a lot of busy work or admin work that prevents them from doing that. We generally find that this sort of admin work occurs in two different buckets. On the first side, we've got reactive admin work, things that a CSM has to do because they're being asked for a particular thing from maybe their customers or their managers. This could be as simple as a question from an account asking, hey, how do I add somebody to my account, or how do I increase my seat usage, to more complicated things like pulling reports from a database or even creating large PowerPoint slides for your manager. This sort of reactive, tedious work we found accounts for maybe 40 to 50% of a customer success manager's time. And we've also found that CSMs find it hard to be more proactive because there's a lot of admin work that they have to do when it comes to researching companies. They might take a couple of hours to prep for a call because they have to go read the quarterly earnings reports for one of their accounts, or they have to even look through Salesforce and their internal product dashboards to look at all of the number of times that their internal team has spoken with somebody on that account. It's a lot of work because the data isn't centralized for any particular account. And that's really what we're trying to solve. By adding in the ability to have centralized data into one place and combining it with the assistant functionality that you've already seen, we're building a Copilot that should make it easier for your team to be more proactive. So let's take a quick example. Now, one of the companies we're working with is a company called Lusive. Go check them out if you want executive coaching. They provide great coaching opportunities and learning opportunities to a lot of the largest companies in the world. Now, our contact there, a guy named Tyler, great guy, he basically forwarded this request from one of his accounts. Let's say that one of his accounts wants to figure out, well, I want to know which of my employees are using Lusive. Lusive is a company we're working with. Can you give me a usage report? Well, Tyler could do this himself, or he could forward it to one of his folks on the customer success team. But all of this takes time. It requires going through the data, pulling a report, coming up with an answer. What if Tyler could just forward this request on, this sort of inbound request that takes up a little bit of time, but he gets hundreds of these maybe throughout the week, to the Locusive assistant? Now, we've created a concierge email address that you can use to forward your request onto. Well, this will take a couple of minutes for the system to come back. So let's take a quick look at how this system is able to do this. Well, like I said, the system is connected to a lot of your internal data sources. Maybe it's connected to your database where it's got access to the different tables in your account, or maybe it's connected to some of your other integrations. Because the assistant has access to your database and it knows what you're asking, again, it can pull the information that you're looking for, and it can send you a response with the data that it used to come up with the answer. So after a couple of minutes, maybe 30 seconds, depending on how quick the system is, it'll come back to you with an answer for utilization. And it'll do that along with the data that it used to pull that information. So if we wait for the answer to come in, which will generally be a couple of minutes. All right, here we go. We'll be able to see that the system came back with a recommended response for us. Came back, one, with a usage report of the folks who are actually using this particular product. Quick report here. And then it also came back with a suggestion for what to do next. And then finally, it came back with a link into the actual LingoLive system where you can go through and look at this information yourself. So this is one way that you can start to be a little bit more efficient when it comes to handling inbound requests. You can forward a lot of these to the AI assistant, which will then take care of all of this for you. Now, if you ever wanted to go back and take a look at what conversations you've been having with the assistant, you can then go into our Copilot, the new features that we're adding, and you can start to browse through some of the conversations that you've had. You can even go through and take a look at how did the assistant come up with the answers that it's sending you, so that you can audit it and make sure that it's on point and it's doing the right things to come up with its final answer. Okay, great. So this is one way that you can sort of be a little bit more efficient with some of the inbound requests you're coming in. Now, maybe you want to be more proactive. Maybe you've got a call coming up with a customer and you want to get a sense for what's going on with that customer. What are some of the touch points you've had with them? Well, you can also ask the assistant questions to get ready for a client meeting. So for example, hi Locusive, I've got a meeting with Nokia coming up. Can you give me a list of their stakeholders in our account? Well, the assistant, again, will go through. It'll take a look at the database. All right, pretty quick response here. And it'll come back with a list of the key stakeholders for Nokia for your particular product, listing out the stakeholders, providing you with a quick LinkedIn link to who they are, and then also giving you a couple of quick pieces of information about who these stakeholders are and when was your last touch point with them. You can even go on to the new Locusive Concierge dashboard and get a sense of what's going on with this account as a whole. So as we open up the account dashboard, what we're going to see are a couple of key pieces of information about Nokia as an account. Well, you'll see here we've got several different insights about what you should be doing. One of the main insights is, hey, look, Nokia's worried about their renewals. You may want to go through and take care of their expiration dates. You may also want to engage maybe your primary point of contact, and their renewal date is coming up in 7 weeks. It's also got some information about what's going on with Nokia in your product. Maybe they've got a great utilization rate. Well, you can go through and see this utilization rate on your actual dashboard, or you can go through and continue to read some of the insights. On the dashboard, you'll also have information, as we'll see really quickly, about the types of people that you've connected with, so the people who are associated with Nokia. You'll be able to link back to the conversations that you've had with Nokia, and you'll be able to see a list of all the news that you've got. So these are all really great ways for you to be able to prepare for what's coming up with a particular meeting from Nokia, so that you don't have to spend as much time wandering around looking for data where it exists. So we've been able to combine essentially all of the proactive and reactive work that you've got to do into one platform. You'll be able to set this up on a few different channels. We've got Slack and email already working, and we've also got an API. If you're a developer, you can start to make requests into the system without having to use a front end, and we're also going to be working on embedded chat. So hopefully this gives you a sense for what we're working on here at Locusive from a concierge perspective. You've got an assistant that you can reach out to for support, for answers, for questions, one that you can forward your customer information to, and one that'll keep you on top of renewal dates and provide you with insights about what's going on with your customers. So if you're looking to use the assistant, that's great. You've got it set up for you already. If you're excited about using the Copilot, which is something that we're really excited about building, that's coming soon. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. That's all I got for you. But if you have other questions, please feel free to reach out. My name is Shanif. I am Shanif at locusive.com. You can learn more about us at locusive.com, on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out. We're always looking for folks to help us build this or for feedback. Love to hear from you. Thanks again. Have a great day.